Alright, welcome back to Getting Her to Say I Do, my video dating vlog as I go through the journey of getting happy and healthy and loving myself and finding someone that I like enough to pursue in a relationship, engaging them, pursuing them, getting engaged and married. So about a month ago, um, actually it was about the 4th, June 4th, I think, um, there was this young lady that I had met on a dating app. We had talked for a little bit, and then she disappeared on me, just kind of disappeared. And so I, um, it's a dating app, so there's multiple girls on there. So it wasn't like a tremendous deal, but it was also kind of like, yo, where'd you go? So I had took a screenshot of her name, like a creeper, and had kept it so that I could find her on social media. Because she wasn't on the app anymore, but her stuff was still there. And so I went to go creep on her page before she had kind of disappeared and saw some of her poetry. And I was like, okay, this is dope. She got a relationship with God. She is a school teacher, and we had talked a little bit about that. And it was towards the end of the school year, or maybe towards spring break. Yeah, it's towards spring break. And so we gotta like vibe real quick, and then like she disappeared. Maybe she said the conversation slowed down, but I think she disappeared. And so I found her on social media, and I'm getting ready to go to church camp, and I need a girl sponsor stuff. So I slide in her DMs and ask her, hey, do you want to come to camp with us? And she's like, I'm working actually, and so I can. And I was like, well, since I'm here, you fine. So are you dating? And she is like, I'm kind of a mess right now. I'm not dating, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just got real vulnerable and just kind of told her my life was a mess also, and let her know what was going on. Basically didn't take no for an answer. And we talked for maybe a couple days, and then I asked her out. So the dope part of this is she lives in Tulsa, which is like an hour away from me, but it's also a place where I've gotten a little passionate about. And this is right around the Juneteenth festival. So we go on a date. Not a date. We actually just meet because she wasn't ready to date, wasn't interested in dating yet, and I still have no idea what I'm doing. And we go to the gathering place, and we're supposed to meet up to get breakfast or lunch or something. Breakfast, because it's about 11 a.m. brunch. And I don't know anything about Tulsa. So she suggests some places, and I'm like, yeah, not. And don't give like a for sure answer on anything. So I show up to the gathering place, and she is not there. Because I haven't told her where we're meeting. So she comes, we can't find each other. And she gives me her phone number through the app because it's difficult to communicate on the app and stuff. And so a call, we can't find each other, and then I see this black woman sitting outside on the bench of the building, and I was like, we'll see. And the closer I get, the finer she is. And so, yeah, I stick my arms out to like hug her, and she was like, I don't know you, sir. But she gave me a hug, so there. And she was really like, the whole date, like we were just talking and trying to get to know each other. And she was very like closed off. I can remember we sat by the river. We just walked and talked. We sat by the river, and I tried to help her up, and she was like independent woman, and she didn't let me help her up. But we just kept hanging out and talking and just kind of see those layers come off. So we went to Brahms to eat, of all places, Brahms. And she got I think she got a normal cheeseburger, like a number one or number two. I think it was a number one, like a normal cheeseburger. And I thought that was so strange because I got a bacon cheeseburger. And then she didn't eat all of it, and I was like, is she not enjoying herself? So before our food gets there, she gets this cherry limeade, and I get a strawberry limeade. And she goes to the bathroom and washes her hands and stuff. And gets ready for the food, and our food gets there, and I was like, okay. So if you're not enjoying yourself, because by this time I don't think that she's having a good time, and I was like, if you're not enjoying yourself when I go to the bathroom to wash my hands, if you want to leave while I'm in the bathroom, I'll take that as a you're not enjoying yourself, and I'll just let it be. And so I went to the bathroom and washed my hands, and when I came back out, she was still there. And we did these questions. It's like 30 questions to fall in love, and they were like deep questions and questions that require more than a one word response. And we go through these questions, and some of them are very morbid, and like death and dying and things like that. And granted, I haven't told her that my parents are both dead. And so we're just kind of talking and feeling each other out and getting to know each other. And it's this weird thing where you stare into each other's eyes for like 4 minutes or 3 minutes or something. So we do this. Very strange. Keep blinking, looking other places, but it created this like bond because we don't know each other, but we're staring in each other's eyes, and I'm trying to figure out what she's thinking while not letting her know what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking everything that's not appropriate because she was so attractive. And and so we're looking at each other in the eyes, and it was kind of weird, but it was also kind of cool. And yeah, so we had that date, and then we went on a second date about a week later on a Thursday, which was my off day, and we went hiking, and we went on a picnic, and it was 100 degrees that day. And we stayed outside pretty much the whole day. We hung out from like 10 a.m. to like 10 p.m. It's like 12 hours of each other. I was so nervous because we were eating, and I got a regular poop schedule. I didn't want to like have to go poop while we were together because that's pretty obvious because it takes a couple minutes to go. And then we were out some random places. I don't want to just use the toilet, so I was terrified of that. But I held it, and I was okay. And then I think we finally painted. Did we paint? Yeah, we had a picnic. We went hiking. We went to the movies. We went to go see the Hitman's Wise Bodyguard. Um, and then we went to like the river again, and then we did canvases. We painted. So that was pretty. Did we? Was that the second date? I don't know. We've been on like 10 dates by this time. Anyways, we've been dating we've known each other for a month. It would have been a month yesterday from the first time we met. And I really like her. Really, really like her. Met her parents. Parents are cool. She is aware of what I do, and is okay with that. She's been around it. But now I'm at this weird place where like I'm developing deeper emotions and feelings for this young lady. Like, I think I love her. And it's I don't want to say it because typically it takes me a couple weeks before I'm like intentionally engaging and being reciprocated before I'm like, oh, I love this person, like in a romantic sense. And I felt that way about her for a little over a week, probably closer to 2 weeks. So it's about the same time frame. And I haven't said anything yet because when we were both coming into this relationship, I realized that we both had some stuff that we were coming away from and out of, and some brokenness and some hurt. And so my biggest fear is like hurting her. So I'm trying not to, but I haven't said it because I want to make sure that it's not just like infatuation. But when she does little stuff and just how attentive she is and how supportive she is, and like she really be hyping me up, like making me feel like I'm the guy, that guy, and so it's I think that's dope. And so I'm there, but I haven't said anything yet. But I keep having this thought that like, man, if you feel that way, why won't you say it, or why haven't you said it? So Yeah, good things. So she actually is my girlfriend. We started dating a couple weeks ago. We hung out pretty much every weekend. And so we had this conversation. It's like, we don't have to be in a relationship yet. We can just hang out and try to get to know each other before we go into a relationship. And so that's what we did until she was comfortable enough to like actually put her heart and her head in the same place, because like your mind is saying no and your heart is saying yes, or your heart is saying no and your mind is saying yes, and it's just this mix of emotions. So when she finally got comfortable, she was like, I think I'm ready. So I asked her to be my girlfriend, and it was cool. I was like, oh great. And so we kissed, and and it was a dope little evening. And then the next day I was like, wait, what the crap just happened? I just get a girlfriend, and I'm nervous and unsure, and also like, am I ready to have a girlfriend? What does this entail? And it felt like this box just got put around me and us, and I was like, okay, wait. So now it's all this pressure, and like, do I put on my social media now, or not doing social media? And it's just so much weight was added for no reason. And so I'm getting used to having a girlfriend, which was the goal and the aim. One of my like New Year's resolutions was to get into a relationship. But it's so dope because we are actually doing things right. We put God right in the center. Um, we do devotionals every day. We read the Bible every day. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. We pray. We talked about abstinence and what that looks like for us and purity. And we have people in our business. And so the aim is still marriage, which is absolutely nuts because a little over a month and a day ago, I didn't know this person. And now I just, the goal is to be with them for the rest of my life. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's only been a month, and so we're not on each other's nerves yet. But after the float trip, it was still pretty solid. Still pretty solid. So we'll see. I've yet to see her mad or angry, and her me. So we'll see how that looks. It's terrifying. I don't want it. But that's pretty much it. I have made that decision and that commitment and am joined with it. So step 2, I found someone. Step 2 is entering into a relationship with them. And so here we are. Whoop, whoop. Thanks for hanging out.